Oh, yeah. Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own.
I just remembered my mic was muted. Alright, hello everybody.
First, you'll need a
Welcome to Bloodborne. I'm sure if you're watching this, you've probably already seen this game at least a little bit. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to be playing a heavy weapon wielder. Don't know what to name him. I'll wait for one of our friends to pop in and see if he has a name for if he has an idea for the name. He hasn't texted me back yet though, so we'll see. Till then, I'll start looking at what I want to play as. I'm thinking maybe Violent Past, and I'll just upgrade my I'll play military veteran again. It's a very weapon, swords and just any like normal weapon approach. No arcane ability really, which is annoying, but I can level that up as we go along. And I want to use an axe, but I also want to use some of the more interesting weapons later on that require skill and strength. Alright, I think we're gonna play as a girl this time. Let's see, build. Standard build, skill adjustment. A little bit smaller. And that'll be fine. Base skin color. Let's make her a little bit tanner than normal. Yeah, there's a lot of the Dark Souls races. That's basically what this is. Oh my god, it's Nicolas Cage. Beautiful. Let's make her try to look human. Hold on, I want to see how Nicolas Cage we can make this person. Just besides the nose, just pure Nicolas Cage. I don't know why when they age, their skin color gets weird. They like become more yellow. Alright, face shape, facial balance. Oh god. No thanks. Very angular. Kinda want to change the nose. Actually it's not that bad. Eyes. Skin color, basic skin color, eye area. Dark eye shadow. Oh, this always amuses me. Just messing around with this. Like, make her have white eyelids or eyeliners. Eyelid color, raccoon, or I don't even know what this would be. Sure. Beautiful. Really brings out the redness of her face. Hair. Let's see, what hair do we want? All these seem kind of silly for what this game is. Yes. Maybe that's Alex. Yep, there he is. What's up, man?
Hello.
I'm not sure if your audio will also come through, but I assume it will.
Okay.
Like, cause I have to use a headset for this, so.
Well, I mean, I think it would. I mean, it's on your computer rig.
The headset's connected to my controller. But you're coming out of my computer, so you should probably be loud enough.
Okay. How am I coming through right now? Is good?
Yeah, you're good. I'm just wondering if it'll show up like on the game. Otherwise, it'll sound like whispering, and then I'm talking back to the whispers.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
Agreed. Okay, so are you able to watch the stream right now?
Hold on. Which one are you streaming on?
Mine. Because it's hooked up to my PlayStation account.
Okay, let me connect to it.
Let's see.
Do you think, actually, no, that's Alex, that would be, okay. I just, hope that Alex doesn't forget to put the vomit cleaners with Z Stardew Valley thing on our YouTube.
Yeah. You might remind him at some point.
Yeah.
Different colored eyes. They always amuse me.
Man, I've been reading the shit out of this existential comic stuff.
Nice.
It's the one with all the philosophers. I love the one that they're referencing Seinfeld, and they had the D&D campaign with existentialists and shit. What was that one? It had Simone de Beauvoir, or whatever. It's from French name. Camus was there. Marx was too? And Ayn Rand? I don't know. It's kind of strange that she was there.
I see. I don't know if I actually know what you're talking about, to be honest.
Philosophers?
The comics in general. I know the philosophers.
Yeah. Oh, it's just like it's kind of like Saturday morning breakfast cereal. Have you ever looked at that?
I think so.
Yeah, that's another comic that I really enjoy. But it's kind of in the same style as that. The art style is pretty similar, and they do teach some of the same topics. Not teach, I guess, but they do talk about some of the same concepts. Although existential comics is definitely grounded in philosophy a lot more. And Saturday morning breakfast cereal sometimes just funny, I guess.
Yes, anime hair.
But I always love that it's an explanation about the things if you didn't get it. Connect to Twitch.
Oh, Twitch, how you make our lives more difficult and easier at the same time.
Makes it more complicated, at least.
For sure.
Yeah, I tar files for Matt to edit, but then he just texted me and was like, it's forbidden on this Windows thing, and I'm like, it's so weird, I've never seen that problem before. I know that's a direct result of me doing Linux stuff and then giving it to him because it's on Windows.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, yours is like the LoneWolfDies, right? Slash.
What? Mine's what?
What is your Twitch thing?
It should be Aragon48.
Okay. Let's go directly there. Oh, there it goes.
I think I need to change her skin color again because, my god. With that anime hair, she looks ridiculous. There we go. The most anime of hairs.
I can hear myself.
Good. That means that you're coming through fine.
Excellent.
Hair. Let's see. Let's change the hair style.
So how in-depth do you make your characters? Do you have like their own kind of personal thoughts that go into it, or is it just kind of like physical and then just go with there?
It's usually a lot more about like what their background already was. Like this one's they used to be a war veteran. The cool thing about Dark Souls is like, or the Souls and Bloodborne series is the people usually don't come in with any knowledge of their previous lives, so they don't really have a backstory. In Bloodborne, it's a little bit different because they do have knowledge of like what they're doing, and they subjected themselves to this intentionally. But with my characters, like I roleplay a bit, but not like super in depth, just because it's more about the combat for me.
Yeah, like it's a different thing for like the Fallout series, but I definitely do agree, or I do really like it whenever a game has the no backstory to it. That was the one thing I really didn't like about Fallout New Vegas, is that you were the courier, and then the last DLC was like all the stuff you did, and I'm like, I didn't get sent to do any of that. That's not my character that I chose.
Yeah, it's that way with a lot of Fallout games. Like at least with like Fallout 3, there was a backstory, but the backstory was very bland. It's like you lived in the vault, and then you grew up, and then you left.
Yeah, but that was Fallout 3 was great. I never did finish it. I was playing a modded thing of it where they had that awesome RTS mod where you sort of settlement and all that. That's one of my favorites.
That sounds ridiculous.
I'm really fond of the Existence 2.0 radio mod.
I never actually got to mod that game because, well, I had it on Xbox and then I didn't, and I can't even run Bethesda games on Mac.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's gotten to the point that I play everything on the lowest setting because, a little bit for aesthetics, but also because I do everything on PC and you just can't do it.
Yeah.
Let's begin the transfusion.
Yeah, I really do wish I had a actual like Windows computer that was decent. But I like my Mac. I just wish that Mac didn't make things difficult for game designers to do.
Yeah, I mean, the Mac is actually a pretty secure system, although that's partially from just being targeted, but also because of it's so hard to get things on there. Like, I don't know the specifics, but I know each file system doesn't allow you to go to the other parts of it just because you have access to one. It's like having a bunch of locked doors in your house instead of just the one on the outsides.
Yeah, which is why there's only like 2 or 3 viruses that actually work on Mac, and even they don't do much. Because it's just, it's not worth it for people who make viruses.
Yeah, and unless you're just trying to go for as much damage as possible, and even then, you're not getting as far, because it's harder.
Yeah, it's...
And also, like, the phone system, it has a whitelist instead of a blacklist, so it says that it is all through the App Store that you can go through. And it has its merits in security. It's actually pretty good for that, but it also doesn't allow things. That's why people jailbreak it.
Yep.
Among other things, of course.
And that's why no one like very. A lot of developers don't bother making things compatible with Mac because it's just not worth the effort, and not enough of like the gaming community uses Mac. Though a lot of us do, but like the ones who do typically have another system. Such as me, like I have my PlayStation, thankfully. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. Oh, that's from my DLC. Oh, shite. Well, we lost him. He'll probably be back. Cool.
Sorry, I guess I cut out there for a little bit.
Yeah, you did. It's cool though. But yeah, no, I just feel like a lot of the Mac users that would otherwise like that would play the games typically have like multiple things to use. Like I do, like they have a console and a Mac, so they can still get access to those games.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, with Mac, you can like bootstrap, right? Where you can do Windows stuff. But
It's called bootleg, and like basically what it is, it's a program that you start your computer with that runs Windows. And it's
so basically it just dual boots it in-house, right?
Yes, it's a program. Like basically every time you start your computer, you choose between running the iOS or running Windows. But it like I would get it, but it takes up 50 or 60 gigs of your hard drive, and I just don't have that much room.
Oh yeah, so I know exactly what that is. That you enter your BIOS and you interrupt it. BIOS sends your basic input out to the system, and it's for you go to a bootloader, and then it says, do you want to do Windows or do you want to do Mac, and then it allows you to do it right there, right?
Yeah.
Except maybe it's like licensed differently, so it can do things that Windows can, but it's not literally the thing that you have to pay for.
Yeah, it's free from the iOS, like from the Mac store.
Okay, yeah, that's different than like it's been doing before. Like in Linux, there's a thing called Wine, which lets you just do like it runs it directly there. You don't need to dual boot or anything, and it usually works pretty good with not very many bugs. Of course, it's definitely preferable to just be able to run it like directly instead of using Wine. But it is pretty wonderful, and there's like a big community and saying which ones actually work and what bugs are there, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I used to use Wine to do a music program, LMS, but then I realized that stood for Linux Multimedia thing, so that I just got the Linux version of it, and I've been happy.
Yeah, I tried to use a Wine thing to play Stardew Valley on Mac, and I couldn't figure it out, so I just didn't bother.
Yeah, I use Wine to play Dwarf Fortress on here, and it works pretty good. A modern one of it. There's Linux builds for it, for the vanilla, and they actually work wonderfully. I have to say that.
That's good. Yeah, I just don't know how that stuff works. I'm not very good at like that kind of computer stuff, so I just don't bother because I don't want to mess anything up on my computer that I cannot fix.
Oh yeah, like I remember like when I was first messing around with Ubuntu, I wrecked my computer 3 times basically.
Wow.
And I had to just install everything and wipe it to be able to get back again because I messed with the ECT file and I changed the permissions for it and that is like one of the files that your the bootloader goes into and it says it does everything and basically I fucked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I lost everything on there. But that wasn't that bad because I only had it for a few days. I didn't really have anything important to see done.
See, that's my worst nightmare, just losing everything, which everything that's important on my computer is like in Dropbox. But it would still be just a pain if that happened to me. And I'd prefer it not to.
Yeah, I definitely would recommend that you have like an external hard drive.
Alright.
Like I have what's it called, My Passport. It's like a terabyte thing, and it's external. It works cross-platform, and man, I'm incredibly satisfied with its services. You know.
I have one.
I keep my backups on there, so if I fuck up, I can just start it completely new and then just do a re-backup, or what are those called when you go back to a backup? Reversion? Something like that.
I don't know.
It's perfect. Of course, after actually using Linux, I don't like fuck up routinely like that, so I haven't actually had to, but that's the system I have down, and it works great for me.
Yeah, I have an external, but I pretty much only use it so that I don't have like all my games from Steam on my laptop because my laptop doesn't have that much space.
Yeah, it sucks to have to like delete them and then re-download them all the time.
Yep, and like mine's a terabyte too, so it's got basically 960 gigs to mess with after it's like done its formatting. So yeah, I just do that, and then I have all the time, and I have all the space that I would ever need.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like most people could do with a terabyte right now with how much they use. I mean, I remember I just saw like a friend do his skate video, and he had to stop in the middle because he had an 8 terabyte thing and just filmed all those video clips, and he said, "Oh no, I can't actually go on here anymore." And
yeah.
That seems ridiculous to me, but I mean, video files are just so huge.
Yeah, I was just saying, I suppose if you do videos and stuff, then yeah, I can see you using it, but like, for the common folk, that like even with pretty much every single Steam game downloaded, I have about 700 gigabytes left.
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, games are actually not as bulky as like video files and stuff, you know?
The biggest one I have, I think, is Civ 5.
Yeah.
Civ 5 or The Witcher 2, because those are both massive.
Yeah, Civ is a really modular one as well, and it's bulky just overall.
Yeah, but yeah, it's surprising like how little space video games take, like considering what they are. It's like, and then like you have a 30-second video and it takes up freaking a gig.
Yeah, I mean, it's because games do calculations about how things are going on, and that's why it's running off of the CPU and GPU as well. Mm-hmm. So it's being offloaded in some place, it's just, not in all memory. And generally, memory is not the thing that is the capacity, for the limiting factor.
Yeah.
And, I mean, CPU is pretty great, but, I mean, we've just done so much better about stores than we do with calculations.
Yeah. At this point, RAM is typically one of the biggest issues, RAM in video processors.
Yeah.
Like, for gaming.
I've never had much trouble with RAM. I usually had like 4, and I think I had one with 6 on it, or I've used some that are like that. I've never had a problem with using anything more than 4.
At one point, Alec told me that my max RAM wouldn't be able to handle like Stellaris. I was like, I think it will be fine.
How much are you running off of?
I have no idea. That's the thing, is I cannot find it in the About This Mac, so I just kind of, I think it's quite a bit. I just don't know what it is. It's like the
8 gigabytes or something.
I have no idea. I think that's it. I think it's 8.
Yeah, that's a pretty good amount right there.
Like, it's the newest MacBook that isn't like huge. So it's one of the most powerful. I think it's the second most powerful MacBook that they have out right now.
Well, that'll do it.
And Macs are pretty powerful machines.
Yeah, I remember, especially in the early times, I don't know about now, the early times, in the past, that the hardware was definitely worth it for getting a Mac computer, but I think it might be reaching a time where it's just too expensive for what you get, even though it is good hardware.
It's like, it just depends on what you want, because it does have really good hardware and all that stuff, and like the virus protection's amazing. Like, never getting a virus is great, but it's still not what it could be. It could be so much better, but they don't have to make it better because Apple brand sells.
Yeah, I mean, people love the new software features caricatures. They go with it, you know. They love basically like the bug fixes are just not sexy enough for it to go by. And I mean that's what really makes the bulk of the thing that I look into. It's just not as smart to do. I think it's an understandable trend. I mean, like I was just talking about the iOS update that has like you can thumb up a text, and I was like, oh man, that's something I really enjoy. I don't even think about the kind of bug fixes I did to the last one.
Yeah, I found that feature really funny because I sent Alec a text because I made a Facebook post and I thought about it, but then I didn't think that my family would attack me for it. So that was interesting. But, so yeah, that was the thing that happened. And then, like, my family started bitching about it to me. So, like, I sent Alec what my granddad said, the one who's not, that, like, he's, I don't know how to describe it. He's very conservative is the best way to put it, the nicest way, I guess. And, so, he was like, essentially what he said, because I was basically posting about, how you're essentially not a very, that if you'd rather vote for Trump just because he's your party leader, then you're a dumbass, essentially. Like, it was a bunch of that shit. And then so I was basically bad-mouthing Trump, and then my conservative grandfather was like, the fact that you posted this proves that you've been brainwashed by the liberal bullshit of the media. I'm just like, one, no. Two, everything that I've said here is fact that has come out of Trump's mouth. And three, I'm not liberal,
like
so thank you.
Complaining about the attacks that Hillary does in her ads, and it's mostly just of him talking.
Yes. Or it's like, I like a bunch of the things that's like, if you missed the debate, here's what happened. And it was like, Trump, I'm gonna fix this thing. Moderator, how? Trump, yes. What? Which is essentially what happened. Or it was like,
yeah, I have to say that Trump does have some trouble with the actual policy we're talking about.
See, that's the thing, is
like, I mean, that's the thing I love about Bernie Sanders. If you go to his website, he has a huge list of all the things, all the different categories and all that. He does exactly what he wants to do. And Hillary's been pretty good about that as well. I don't know, I haven't actually looked at her stuff. I'm not really fond of Hillary Clinton in general.
Me neither, but see, here's the thing, is I don't like her at all, but that's essentially what I'm saying, is like, while I may not trust her and I may not like her, she's the better choice for this country because Trump is a big misogynist, racist, religionist, etc. And he's breeding hate culture, so he's not going to make this country great again, is essentially what I'm saying. And yeah, so like, that's the thing that the Democrats have always been better than the Republicans about. They've always been better about actually stating their policies and what they want to do. But Trump, his entire game plan is attack Hillary. Like, he barely talks about his policies in the debates. He just attacks Hillary, so you're just like, so what do you want to do again?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm probably going to vote for Green Party. And
I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'll either vote for like Green Party, a random person I know, or I'll vote for Hillary just because it'd be better.
Yeah, I think that the lesson that we should get from the politics of 2016 is that we need to focus on local elections.
Local elections and fucking...
Yeah, in your states, man. I mean, like, did you know that states across altogether, like, pass something like 24,000 things compared to the federal, which is only like something in the hundreds?
Well, to be fair, that's because in states, they typically have one party controlling everything. Whereas in the national stuff, that's two parties fighting for supremacy the entire fucking time. Because I think one of the only...
Yeah, it's just gridlock.
Yeah, one of the only states that actually has, like, two parties who actually have quite a bit of influence is California, surprisingly. Like, you'd think they'd be mostly Democrat, but they actually have quite a bit of Republican stuff. Like, they have, I think, 3 Republican congressmen out of their state, which, like, basically they just have a few districts that are a majority Republican, which I assume are the very wealthy districts.
Yeah, well, California's kind of an interesting example of a state legislature because it also, if I remember correctly, there's a lot of propositions that the people vote on.
I have no idea. I don't, like, that's one of the things I don't really pay attention to is, like, California for one, but also, like, just the way of governing in other states, because they don't really affect me on a day-to-day basis.
No, I totally get it. I don't even know the specifics, but it's something I've heard.
Yeah.
Something that I really like is the direct democracy that they have in Switzerland, that they have all the referendums, and the people just in general can, you know how like a bill can be forced by Congress and the president vetoes it, that can be done by the general populace.
Which would be amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, I think all of the reasons why like politics say that you can't do direct democracy is just because there's too many people, like America's huge and all that. But I think we have the technology to do it right now.
Well, we most did.
I'm just not very happy about the super delegates. The only reason that they exist is to subvert democracy, and I really have to hand it to the Republican primaries because they actually let Trump go through because he was the most popular. That's
and they're fucking regretting that decision, but that's their style. Whereas, yeah, I hate superdelegates. The entire idea of those pisses me off. It's just like, yeah, this person can be way more popular in like the general party, but unless these like random democratic people who actually don't like, who aren't the general populace, choose to give in to the general public's opinion, then it doesn't fucking matter. Like, also, the media fucking plays a huge part, which is annoying as hell.
Oh, of course. Like in the Christopher paper leak, there was a big blackout against Bernie Sanders.
Bernie got no fucking attention at all, which a lot of people were thankful for, but for people who actually like him, like us, it's a fucking pain. It's stupid.
I mean, a lot of people love Bernie Sanders. He had some of the biggest rallies in the primaries.
Yeah, but he's a socialist, or he's too old, and the media just wouldn't fucking cover him ever, so. Fuck. Hate these things. Well, that is my first death.
So I see you rolling away from those griffin-like things.
Yeah, they're fucking weird. They're like wolves. They're pain. Those guys are some of the hardest enemies to fight, especially when there's more than one. When there's more than one, it's basically just bullshit. Because they're hard by themselves. Much less if there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
And I can't even level up yet, so, you know. You have to actually fight them.
Oh, yeah, because you have to go to that,
the cleric beast.
Crazy lady. So, I don't know. I've only seen, like, a little bit one, so.
I think that one is the one you're thinking of. I'm pretty sure.
I didn't ask, but you know, if you were.
The one you're thinking of right now is Dark Souls. Well, actually, no. You're thinking of, I guess, the Hunter's Dream, which I've already been there. The reason I can't level up is because you can't level up until you fight the first boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a rather annoying mechanic, but it's fair enough, I suppose, because that's actually a staple in most of the Souls games. Like, you just cannot level up until you fight, and it usually is beat the first boss. In Dark Souls 3, that's how it is too. You have to beat the first boss before you can even level up, which is why the first bosses are typically pretty easy.
Right.
The hardest boss.
You're literally the lowest level that you could.
Yeah,
right?
you're level 1. Which in this game you can level up after you fight him. So that's a good thing, but still, it's very difficult to do when you're low level.
Yeah, this is like an item called like Batman Inspiration that allows you to level when you have enough.
Do what?
Isn't there like an item called like Batman's Inspiration or something like that that allows you to level without going back there?
No, I don't think so. What Madman's Inspiration does is it gives you insight, which is a tool that you use to buy stuff. It's a weird thing, like, it gives you bonuses occasionally, like, it lets you hear things and see things that you normally wouldn't be able to see, but occasionally it's actually a detriment to you. It's a lot like the Cthulhu mythos of the Cthulhu, Call of Cthulhu games. Like, it's very useful. Yeah, it's very useful, but it drives you insane the more you learn about it. So essentially, like, there's a certain boss fight which is the turning point. If you have too much of that stuff, you have to fight extra enemies. They like rise up from the ground and shit.
So what's the war reason for that?
It's literally just like, it's just your knowledge of the like thing, and like you're basically being slowly driven insane. It's madman's knowledge, so.
That makes sense. I can understand. I love how you just jump out of the way like crazy.
Dude, this game trained me for Dark Souls, like even further, because it's just like what you learn in this game is roll, attack.
Yeah, I love doing rolls in real life, man. It's fucking awesome.
I used to be able to do them a lot easier, but like I haven't done one in a while just because I'm so heavy at this point. I feel like I'd hurt my back. Though I do know like how you're supposed to roll and stuff like that. Like I know the proper technique and all that stuff. Like
yeah. So if I'm looking at this right, it looks like the person's left hand, like how they're doing the rolls, or at least left arm, I guess.
Yeah, I think the reason for that is because of what's in their right hand.
Yeah, it's really heavy.
And the fact that it's a sharp blade.
Yeah. I would not want to have to like have that thing go flying if you did your right shoulder on that.
Yeah, see that's the thing, is like you'd have to tuck it in and hope you don't fucking stab yourself.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just love jumping. I mean, actually, I recently measured my sister and I's vertical just against the wall.
Nice.
Something like 13 inches.
Nice. I don't even know what mine would be at this point. I haven't like
yeah, I don't know. It's not very usual for people to just know the verticals offhand unless they're like they do sports.
Yeah, unless they're athletes and that actually matters in their sport. Yeah.
No, there's absolutely no practical reason for me to know my vertical. Not at all.
It's just a fun fact. I've got a vertical of 13 inches. Is that like?
That's kind of like a squat jump.
Okay. Is that like how high your hand reached?
No, it's just my foot off the ground.
Oh, okay. Wow. I actually don't know what's good and what's not, to be honest, so.
I don't know. I mean, that's like a little bit more than a foot.
Yeah, it's pretty high, all things considered. Alright, let's fight this big old boy again. What's up?
It's strange hearing the audio for what's happening right there.
Yeah.
And then looking at it through the player.
Can you actually hear the audio through my headset?
Barely.
I'm gonna turn it down a little bit then, because that means it's showing up in the recording. In which case that would be annoying, I feel like.
Alright, well, whatever you think's best.
Oh fuck, I forgot about you. Fuck, no, don't kill me. God damn it. Ow.
The old brick giant.
Yes, the old brick giant.
Classic.
Those guys, I've actually gotten really good at learning how to fight them, but because there's so many of them later on. Like, there's 3 in one area, basically. Like, you just go over a street and there's one more, and then there's 2 in one zone. As I bob and weave against bullets. Fuck.
I'm not getting any extra, like, background audio through the recording, am I?
No.
Okay.
At least I'm not hearing any from your end, so.
Okay. That's good. My sister's, like, showing at me to see something.
I heard that, but it wasn't like. I don't think it will really show up much on the recording.
Yeah.
Well, okay, there's my blood stain. Thank God. I could go fight him right now. I hate fucking aggroing both of them.
Okay, hold on, let me catch up here. What's going on with that? Blood echoes retrieved.
Which is a good thing, let me tell you. Because if I die and those are still on the ground, that means I lose them forever.
So it's kind of like a semi-permadeath?
Well, yeah, it's basically like, it's a currency. And if you die twice in a row without regaining your currency, you lose that currency forever.
Right, so it's kind of like the routine system instead of time, it's just deaths.
Yes.
And instead of equipment, it's with the money, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, but... Ow, fuck me! See, this is the worst part. It's like, I can fight this guy on his own pretty easily, and then this other guy fucking comes in and wrecks my shit.
Yeah, it's like adding a new variable to an equation. You think, oh, it's just 2, but no, it gets a lot more complicated than just 1.
Yeah, it's very hard to fight 2 of them at once, no matter, like I still die to them when I'm really high level. Like, that's how hard those 2 are.
You gotta divide their house.
I tried. I was doing a pretty good job of it, then the other one just was like, oh, fuck you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sure you get what you're doing in this game. This isn't your first playthrough.
It's not. I have not beat this game yet, though. It's actually a pretty long game. Ow. Whoop. Fuck you, Pitchfork Bro.
So does this game kind of have like a linear thing, or do you like go to different areas?
You can go to different areas, like, but basically, you unlock an area pretty much every time you kill a boss. Sometimes you unlock 2 areas, like, sometimes you have multiple areas you can go to and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's pretty much like, go to the area, leave that area, go to the next area. And
It's just basically a collection of like linear maps, and then you can choose between them sometimes, right?
Yeah. So, it's a pretty linear game, all things considered, like, but that's, like, let's be honest, there's no reason for it not to be linear, because it's not like people play this, like, for the actual story, which some people do, but the story's not really it's not really comprehensive. Like, basically you just have to kind of piece things together.
Yeah, I guess the merit of this game is the gameplay itself.
It is. Or at least for me it is. The story is pretty cool, so are the NPCs, but, like, essentially what the story is like a bunch of people are stuck in this nightmare scape, and like you're basically trying to free them all, and the hunters are the people who are awake, sort of, like they're the ones who are actually doing shit, and then these village people are just kind of the inhabitants of the nightmare scape.
Civilians can't do anything.
Well, they can do quite a bit. They fucking wrecking shit.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a civilian, I wouldn't go out there. I mean, these streets look deadly.
Well, what they're doing is they're hunting beasts, but it's kind of like an ironic thing because the more they do this, the more beast-like they become. Like this guy who just falls on the ground and has like weird patchy hair, he's kind of half beast man already, which you'll see more beast-like men later. But yeah, essentially like there's a like kind of beastly attribute people get, and you can get it too. In which case you can become an actual like fucking werewolf. It's insane. It's not an
It's the classic adage of you should fight a beast, see that he not become one or something like that.
Yeah, it's not. It's like it's close to a werewolf as you're gonna get basically, without being an actual like. Yeah. It's quite a bit of fun.
I like the way that it has like a stamina bar that goes through a few.
Yep. It's a fucking pain when it goes down, but yeah, it's useful. Fuck you and your fucking fire. Ouch. The most annoying thing in these games is the fact that while you have a limited stamina, none of the enemies do.
Yeah, I guess they're just kind of like...
Essentially what they do is they just have a pattern, or a couple of patterns that you just have to memorize, or you learn as you go. And so...
Alright.
They have like...
I guess the reason why they don't have any stamina that goes down is just because they're like driven by some kind of supernatural force, I guess.
I don't know. It's just a thing. I'm not sure what the actual, like, reason for them not having a stamina bar is. I don't really question it. I just know it's a thing that happens. Because basically what can happen is you can get, like, they'll attack you 3 or 4 times, like 3 or 4 hits, and then they'll just come swing back right around immediately after. So you have to like wait until everything is done before you can even move in for the kill.
Right, so some of their attacks have armor. So like even if you hit them in the middle of their attack, it won't like necessarily stop it sometimes.
Yeah, there's certain times that you can, and with Bloodborne, typically if it's gonna do something, it's because it's gonna happen when you shoot them in the middle of their attacks or right before their attack lands.
Oh, so I saw that you like shot them and then did that some kind of very damaging attack.
Yeah,
what's that called?
It's called the Visceral Strike.
Uh-huh.
It's basically a critical hit. Like you stagger them and then you go in for and do a like I think it's 300% damage or something like that. It's an insane amount of damage.
Yeah, it was a lot. The majority of self but
Yeah.
I saw the good old Brick Beast. Large Brick Beast. Brick Beast of unusual size.
I don't even know what they're actually supposed to be called. I just kind of... I let them be what they want to be. I murder them all because they will attack me otherwise. Fuck you, dog.
One of my favorite things about games that don't come with like the instructions for the enemy is just to make up your own.
Yeah, that don't come with like an actual name.
Yeah, like whenever I first played Super Mario World, God, the one that was like, you had the feather cape.
Yeah.
You can fly with that one. Which one was that? Was that Super Mario World just by itself?
Like the, like squirrel thing?
No, that was Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the raccoon suit and the Tanuki suit, and you also had like the hammer and the frog. You were going to 8 different lands instead of like the donut plains and other things like that.
I have not actually played most of the Super Mario games. I played Super Mario World 3, or Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah, that one was pretty good, although the original controls were like a lot jankier than the way I played it was I had Super Mario All-Stars, which had Super Mario World, had 1, 2, and 3, the Lost Levels, which was Super Mario 2 in Japan, I guess, which that game was really hard, man. I got, when I was growing up, I never played it. I was never able to beat it because, you know, bouncing those hammers, and that's just...
Fuck me!
Shit, man.
Dude, like, if you see, I do the visceral attack, it doesn't even take him down to half health.
Alright.
Yeah, then I die.
Yeah, there he is.
I'm usually a lot like better at killing these guys. I'm honestly pretty sure it's because of my weapon. I chose a different weapon this time because I wanted to mess around with the axe for the first time ever. And I'm not used to it. What I usually play with is my like speed weapons essentially.
Yeah.
Like all they are is fucking pure speed. It's great. The saw cleaver is like the generic one. I prefer the cane. It's a cane that's like sharp on the edges and turns into like a whip. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think I like the smaller and faster weapons. Like when I was playing Dying Light, which is an amazing game.
I played it a little bit.
Obviously, that's my interest. But I like the knife attacks that you go in there. It doesn't necessarily stagger the zombies that go through, but you just like slice them up real fast. It's very it's a fun mechanic.
Yeah, with Dying Light, I never got that far, but I did enjoy like using the smaller weapons like the pipe and shit. Just because they were quick and then I could just run away. Whereas with like the fucking sledgehammers and shit, you had to like wait for your ass to pick it back up.
Yeah, I mean, also in the very beginning, like you actually do get better just like through the RPG system they have with the levels and all that. In the beginning, it's like you don't really have a lot. I don't know. I absolutely loved the movement system, and I just couldn't be happy that there was something that actually had like that. The multiplayer was actually very fun.
The
like
zombie attack at night.
What's that thing called? The zombie hunter.
Yeah, that thing. I saw some gameplay on that. I never actually got the experience myself because I only played Dying Light for like a day or two. No.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Like definitely my favorite part of the game was actually that multiplayer. Even whenever you want the zombie action.
That would terrify me, like just knowing that thing's coming after me.
Oh yeah, it's immensely powerful. Of course, you can have up to 4 people together, but if you're just like there by yourself, you're having somebody playing it. It gets pretty bad because it's like you have your trump card of the UV light that you can shine on them, but you have to be constantly vigilant going around there. Not only that, there's also the night stalkers that are just outside, like regular at night. Because night's dangerous at night.
Yeah, without the multiplayer effect.
Yeah, it's very I was saying, I guess visceral, or you know how it is. It's walking well games and such.
Yeah, I enjoyed playing Dying Light. Like, I enjoyed the parkour system. I never got that far. I think I got to the part where you first destroy the vial of cure.
Oh wow, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. I didn't get to play very long because I wasn't.
I stopped playing. I beat the game, and then I started doing that challenge thing where you have like do 30 challenges with this psychopath that like trapped you, and it's really difficult. And I got like to challenge 13 or 12 on it, and it was just too hard for me. I wasn't good enough to do it. I think like his name was Bozo or something weird like that.
Oh,
it's the one that allows you to get like a
fuck me!
Crossbow or something. Did you die again?
Yeah, so that means I just lost all like 7,000 of the souls, which doesn't really matter. To be honest, I call them souls even though they're called echoes.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. We know what we're talking about.
It doesn't matter just because I'll get a million of those before the end, like before I can even level up, just because I can grind this place infinitely.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. Since I just lost all that shit, I'm just gonna like kill all these people and just run through and find the boss.
So, is it damage if you like roll into them?
Sometimes it staggers them. It's really weird how that works. It's typically, that's more of a Dark Souls 3 thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember somebody played a game like this and only attacking and
that sounds stupid. They probably died.
That's so hilarious.
Oh, yeah, it would probably be funny as hell, but they probably died. A lot.
Yeah.
especially since rolling in these games. This one not so much, but like Dark Souls, it's a very dangerous idea in a lot of places because there are a lot of holes in the ground.
I do like when people do like silly playthroughs or like unhandicap themselves just for fun.
I agree.
I did, I heard about somebody did like a Dying Light thing with only using their fists, supposed to only do 1 damage, which is... I tried doing that, and I got reasonably far. I got past the first night mission, I think it was.
Yeah. I think I might have played the first night mission, I don't remember.
Yeah, the first night mission was right after you destroyed the cure.
Yeah, I definitely played the first night mission, I hated it.
Oh, yeah. The first time I did that, it took me so long because I was like going really slow. I didn't know like all the how night worked and all that.
It was just freaky, like just running around, not being able to see very much, and then just like, oh fuck, zombies. And then
like going to the map in 5 seconds and like plot my route around the things. It's pretty funny. When I look back on it now, I just with reckless abandon just run around. And I didn't realize how safe water was, so I was like, oh shit, not me.
Water?
Yeah, if you go to water, they can't follow you. Zombies instantly die when you go in water.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, and they're, like, right next to that thing is, like, a huge body of water, so I was running along the coast because I thought maybe I couldn't do it. Because I usually games water are going to be dangerous, and it's exactly the opposite.
Yeah, it's dangerous to, like, it's not dangerous or it's dangerous to everyone.
Yeah.
In most games,
yeah,
like...
it's either water is dangerous enough that apparently it saves them for you. And in fact, it was actually a lot of collectibles to like enter in water. And sometimes you get like really good. I think you get like one of those survivor things, just like it's on the bottom of the lake, and you just like see it on as you're swimming, and you're like, oh, I got like this thing that must make my survivor level go up.
Yeah. I would have loved... I'm still considering buying that game again. Just because the only... I never got to really play it because I never really got to play the Xbox One, which is what we had it on. But that was basically like... It was for... That game system was for my stepdad and him alone, basically. Like, no one else really got to play it. So...
Yeah, it's a good game. I definitely recommend it. Like, I was able to max out the agility and power stats, but I never did max out survival one.
I would probably max out agility and survival first. Like, that's just what I would do.
Yeah, survival is a lot harder. I don't know why.
Probably because it has, like, weird goals to get to and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, I didn't get to play it that much. I leveled up survival quite a bit, actually, when I was playing. More than...
you did it just for, like, a few nights successfully.
Yeah, like, I leveled up my survival, like, a lot early on, just because of the different things I did. I leveled up survival and agility a lot. I didn't level up power as much because I ran away from most fights.
Yeah.
Except for the ones, like, indoors, in which case I just beat the shit out of a zombie. If I were going to do a joke playthrough, my playthrough would be only drop kicking.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Just fucking running at people, fucking drop kicking them in the face and running away.
Yeah, actually, I'm not sure if that's possible because, like I said, in later things, there's these like charger guys that are like really huge. And
yeah, the one.
If you do a drop kick, you're prone for a little bit, and it pretty much will destroy you if you like get hit by it at all.
Yeah, I can see that being an issue. I would still try.
Yeah, because I know it's possible to do like a punch playthrough because you can like put one in and just basically stay there for an hour and punch this gigantic tank and dodging the whole time. But if you do one drop kick and then he goes, then it rips you in half basically.
Fair enough. I would still try, but I would probably lose.
Oh, it'd be fun as heck, man.
Just all jumps and drop kicks and punches. That's it.
Yeah, you would judo master. The throws are also really fun. Whenever like a zombie comes at you, I didn't get that one until later because I thought, oh, I'm not gonna need just as much. But it's just great. And like I love the environmental stuff that you do in Dying Light you can just like push them into spikes and all that. That is some of the best kills that you get in multiplayer. Is you put them into spikes. You can put the players into spikes, which is like basically that's the only way for a player to die in spikes, and then multiplayer zombie hunter comes in there and affects your shit.
Yeah. Fuck off! Fucking 3 attacks at once.
3, that's too many.
1, 2, 3. Dead. I was trying to dodge out of the way too. There's just sometimes where he just doesn't move fast, or they don't move fast enough. It's bad. Ugh, who are
You getting tired already?
Not really. I just yawn a lot when I'm sitting around.
Yeah, I'm tired. I don't know about you. My bedtime's like 9:30.
Really?
Basically.
I mean, that's the change from the past 2 years, where you'd stay up till like 5 in the morning and then finally go to sleep.
Yeah, it's because I had horrible insomnia, you know?
Fair enough. I mean, I still have horrible insomnia, but I know why you don't really have it anymore.
Yeah, it's a big medication.
Yeah, exactly. Which, that shit knocks you out, as I saw at my house.
Oh, fuck yeah, it does, man.
I was just like,
Fair point.
It's like 30, at least like 30 minutes in. Up, and he's out. Cool.
Oh, yeah. Goddamn, sleeping's fucking great. Definitely would recommend.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yeah.
Would do.
It's so weird that we have to do that, you know?
That we have to sleep, yeah.
Yeah, we have to like lie motionless for hours and like hallucinate to ourselves and then freak it in.
Well, we don't even always hallucinate to ourselves.
Is that the case, or just not remember it?
Like, okay, because you enter REM sleep, but you don't always necessarily have to dream. Like, typically you do, but you don't always have to. Like, REM, all it is like the threshold between awake and asleep. So, technically, like, because I enter REM sleep a lot in, like, class and shit like that, or, like, when I'm in a car. Yeah, if I fall asleep in class, that's what I'm doing. I'm, like, REM sleeping. So, basically, I'm...
Is REM sleeping standard rapid eye movement, and that's like when you're in deep sleep?
No.
I mean, how long are your classes that far into it?
REM's actually, like, it's the lightest sleeping possible.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's not right.
No, yeah, it is. It's the lightest sleeping possible. It's when you're, like, closest to being awake, because, like, they, psychologists did, like, a measurement of, like, your beta and alpha waves and all that shit. REM sleep is at the very top. There's 5 levels. It's REM, and it goes, and then after that, it's 1 through 4. 4 is the deepest sleep, and it takes about an hour to 2 hours of sleep to get there. REM, and basically you just go through the cycle every single night. It's like a 3 hour cycle where you just switch through the 5 stages.
Okay, yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I mean
that's just what we learned in psychology last year. So you know.
Yeah. Okay. You're probably right. Because I just don't really understand. But I do understand like sleep making, which is something I found really interesting. That if you have like a sleep debt, if you miss some sleep, you can't like make it up all night by sleeping like 18 hours or something. You have to go and then sleep a little bit extra, like 10 hours for a very long time to like accrue sleep credit, basically.
Yeah. Fuck off.
Also, I feel like circadian rhythm should be being taught in schools, you know? I feel like it's something important for people to know.
It's a very important thing to know about yourself, especially since they're all different. Like and it'd also be smarter if like things were done in shifts a lot better, because it's every 6 hours you switch your rhythm. Essentially. It's like, there's a little bit of give or take, but it's like, basically it's like 6 hours of like drowsiness, 6 hours of wakefulness, 6 hours of drowsiness, 6 hours of wakefulness, that kind of stuff.
Well, that would not work for me. I sleep for a very long time.
So yeah, so like, And the reason it's that way, and the reason psychologists think it's that way is because of like the fact that we used to have to we'd have to sleep in shifts in order to avoid predators.
I heard that for like some people are night persons and people are morning persons, is because it's very beneficial
to have different ones in each group. Yeah, to have different ones in each group, which is like, and that's the thing is like which I'm definitely a night owl. So, and you can't force yourself to be one or the other. That's just your body. Like, you can train yourself to try to be a little bit better about it, but you cannot force yourself to be like, like if you're a night owl, you will always feel tired during the day for the most part.
Yeah, we live in a white person world. That's just the truth.
Yeah, it is, and that's the sad part. Like, though, if you're a night owl, you want to work night shifts, it's great. If you have the job that allows you to do so. Because then you get paid extra anyway, depending on your job.
Also, like night schools, you can do that too. But I mean, it's definitely a minority, which is unfortunate.
It is. Which, let's be honest, I'm probably gonna do night shift work, like unless I have like a family that I've got to take care of for the first few years of my life. Like, you get paid more in my job at least, and like, it's just better for me. But
yeah, I mean, I feel like that. I kind of gravitate towards like a really strange schedule, or at least like that's what it turns out to. Like I stay awake for like 14 hours whenever I have no, like just during the summer when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Or I guess rather when I was out of high school because there was no class. But I stay awake for 14 hours and I sleep at 10 and 12. So that either makes I stay at the same time because that's 24 hours where I get a little bit off. So I kind of like shift slowly to going overnight and then sleeping back again. And usually my strategy for getting back on track was to align it to where I exactly skip over one day of finishing my sleeping schedule.
Mm-hmm. See, I do the same kind of thing, except rather than sleeping 10 or so odd hours a day, I end up sleeping like 7. So basically I'd stay up till 5 and then I'd sleep till like noon or 1 or 2. And then so like my sleeping schedule would be very weird, and so the only way I knew how to fix it was I'd have to stay up an entire day and try to fix it from there, which is not healthy.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to actually implement, but I definitely prefer to like kind of sleep and go extra and like loop around, because that is would recommend, but it takes a lot of precise timing and like getting everything right. And if you're like class starts next week and you're like, shit, my sleeping schedule's fucked up, I have to go and stay up. You have to go and just do a week or like do an entire night staying up and then work on your sleep and later.
Yeah, see, at this point, I can't even, like, my body's grown accustomed to being forced to sleep. Like, because, essentially, I've got to be asleep by 3 every night. I have to, unless it's, like, a Friday night. Because I've got classes between 8 and 9 every single day. Like, so I have to be up early. And so my body's actually my circadian rhythms have aligned better than they used to. But they're still not perfect, but they're better than what they could be. And I also take a lot of naps.
Yeah, you gotta get through that somehow. But even though it doesn't work as well if you have to like have smaller breaking ups with it, you have to get to that deep sleep.
Yeah.
And that just sucks because, I mean, the body does, like, adapt to things because the human body is just incredibly adaptable. But that also means that you, like, what feels okay after some certain amount of times is actually kind of damaging to you. And then it gets, like, all much harder to get out of it. It just sucks.
Yep. It does, but it's kind of the life that people are forced to live at this point because you cannot just do whatever you want to. Like, you cannot make your own schedule that matches what you do best, because you have to conform to like whatever the times of the society at the time are. Which means that a lot of people are unhappier and unhealthier just because they're not getting like what their body is built to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm so excited for like the possibility of a post-scarcity society, or even just a society where work is not necessarily a thing that you have to do to live.
Yeah.
It's because they would get rid of that the daily grind that you have to go into, and that it deletes the things like that. Like, I feel like just health in general would be better if we didn't have such a focus on work going on.
It certainly would be, and that's one of the things I hope eventually we can do, just as a society, like, just fix that, for fuck's sake. I don't know what is going on with me today.
Maybe this engaging conversation we're having, huh?
It's possible this is slightly distracting me, but I don't usually have to focus that much. I honestly think it's because of the fact that I'm using a weapon that I'm not used to.
Yeah, that probably is more important.
And I'm not good at this one, and I've discovered this, and I think I might just do a thing. Hold on.
But yeah, the thing is, like, whenever I hear politicians or like people saying, "Oh no, all these jobs are going away. We need to fix this," I say, "Yeah, we do need to have like a way to deal with this." But that's a good thing. Whenever automation comes by and gives people jobs, that means that we have to do less work. But we're in a system right now that just says that we're forced to do that just because that's the way we're accustomed to. That's the way it used to work. The traditional. We need to be more adaptable to the future because people are going to start losing jobs from no fault of their own, and that's already happening right now through, like automation, and especially self-driving cars and things like artificial intelligence doing that kind of stuff. And we're going to have to make the system that changes and is able to deal with it, you know?
Yeah. And I agree. But at this point in time, it's very difficult for people to understand that that's okay, because at this point in time, those people who are losing their jobs don't get any compensation for losing their jobs to automation.
Yeah.
So,
like, politics is so slow, and that's to its detriment. It also has the benefit of, not like, I don't know, I would still much prefer an easily changeable system, at least more on the sides of changeable.
I don't know that I would prefer an easily changeable system, but a simpler, more easily, more accessible system would definitely be a benefit to, especially to our society at this point in time, because at this point in time, it's pretty much almost inaccessible to people of who aren't in politics. It's very slow. We have no real say in what they try to pass. Like, the most say we have is who we vote for in office, and even then, that doesn't always lead to a good outcome of what we actually wanted when we voted for that person.
Yeah, and another thing that just politics in general is it's not very experimental. Like, when's the last time that you remember somebody said, "Hey, this economic system, we need to test it out. Let's do it in the city, and then see how people react to it, and see how it goes, and then implement it across the board." But you always see it saying like, "Hey, they argue theoreticals for it, and it goes a very long time, and then they implement it in a huge place in the entire thing, and then at that point they're saying, oh no, what happened here was we went with a decision and it's not good, but we had to stick with it because we're this far into it, and
yeah,
this is cost balance.
The most experimental that our political system gets is for instance, there's a district in California that is attempting a different kind of election system that does not enforce a two-party system. It's the one that basically it's you create a list from who you most want to least want, and then if your candidate drops out, then they go to the second candidate on the list, and they go to the third.
Oh, you're talking about single transferable vote?
Yeah, they've implemented that in.
That system. I love it.
I'm a huge advocate for it too, because it eliminates the third-party bullshit. I mean, the two-party system bullshit. And it's just like, and it makes everyone's vote matter, because then if you don't agree with, like, the Democrats and Republicans, and you agree with the Green Party, but then you just basically you agree with certain people on a different basis, then they can at least take those into account, so that your vote actually matters when you vote for a third party, which at this point in time it doesn't.
Yeah. So inevitably, what you have to do strategic voting in a first past the most voting system, which is what we have.
Yeah.
Whoever gets 51%, then they win, or whatever percentage.
I think it's like 55.
And that inevitably goes to a two-party system, and that leads to the kind of political situation that we have.
Where very few people are actually.
Transferable vote that would. Everybody has one vote, of course, because there are some voting systems that say, hey, you can say, I want to vote for this candidate this much by having, like, I have 100 votes, and I say, I want 70 to go to them, and then 30 for this other candidate, and all that, and you also come there. I'm not really sure the pros and cons of that. That's still. But I think single transferable vote, where you say, okay, then it goes to this person, then this person is a better job of it.
See, the one that you just suggested still has the same issue as the first past the post, just because, say you did, you're like, okay, I want to put 40 with this person, 60 with this person. Well, if that person who got 60 doesn't win, then those 60 were essentially wasted once again. Like, where and then a bunch of people just voted 100% on the person that you didn't vote for, and so that it, like, rather than giving your full 100 to the, like, member who could have won that you wanted more, you just gave partial to it. Then that's what happens. Like, it's the same style.
Even having multiple ones, it still splits the ticket, because you have to strategically vote for that, and then it's the same problem over here.
But with the the one that
you're right that you agree with me, the thing I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. I would say that.
Yeah, but with that one that they're implementing in California, at least then it's just like, well, even if this person doesn't get it, then at least it's like this person gets my vote, and it's like, so you're not just wasting your third-party vote, because your vote still counts somewhere.
Yeah, the question you should ask when somebody's voting is not, do you think this is the best option, but rather, do you think this is the option that I would be okay with? So, for example, you can apply that to just, like, regular voting, like, with your friends or something like that. So if you say, hey, you have these options here to go out to a restaurant, you say, which one should be okay with, and you allow people to vote multiple times, so you can say, are you okay with everything? You vote every single time. That's essentially just not voting the entire time.
Yeah.
That still gets your things that you're okay with at the very end. So, like, I think CGP Greg did a video about it. They're talking about people like vegetarians and carnivores and omnivores, and people who just like eating meat. Everybody would be okay with an option that has both of those things, but like, some people might want to go for a meat-only option restaurant. Some people might only want for a vegetarian-only restaurant. But if you let everybody who's okay with it, then most people get satisfied most.
Yeah.
Utilitarianly is just better.
I've started over, and I'm playing the weapon I know how to play.
Yeah? Is it a sword that I'm watching right now?
Yeah, it's the cane sword that turns into a whip. It's beautiful.
Excellent.
My favorite weapon by far is they're called the Blades of Mercy. We probably won't see those until, like, for another couple videos, but it's basically like one blade that splits off into two pieces, and then you can just fucking wreck shit with those two pieces of with those two short swords, essentially. I guess they're more like kukuri, which are like machete with curved machete.
I mean, you're kicking ass with this weapon.
Yeah, I love this weapon. It's the best. this one, like, I'm not good at the axe, it's too slow. When it comes to these games, I'm very much a person who prefers speed.
Yeah, like, I can't play, like, Smash Bros. With a heavy character, like Gandalf or something. It just...
Gandalf.
Tussle around by everybody. It doesn't work for me.
In Smash Bros, there's one character who's like big that I actually enjoy playing.
Yeah.
And that would be Marth. He's I forget what, I think he's from Fire Emblem.
Yeah, there's a lot of Fire Emblem characters.
There are.
I know nothing about that.
Yeah, me neither. I just know I just like him because he basically wields this giant fucking sword, and this is only in Smash Bros. Melee that I'm talking about because that's the one I've had the most experience with, and that's the one I've played the most, and that's the one I'm best at. Basically, because it's the Game Boy controller, I mean the GameCube controller, you use the C stick, and he just fucking wrecks people. It's just like a downward or upward stroke the entire time, and it deals like, I think, 15% damage.
Oh, that's nice.
Each time, and it's just ridiculous. And like, if someone's above 100%, they pretty much always go out when he hits you with that. So it's just like, you just spin around in circles hitting people with that. That's the only character who's heavy that I can actually play.
Yeah, I've been playing, like, with some of the guys that are around here, with that new one. What was it, for the Wii U, I think?
I don't know. Isn't this like Super Smash Bros. U or something like that?
I'm not sure, but I really like Little Mac on there. Like, I've been, my side A is like...
I have no idea what the, like, I haven't played anything past Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Yeah, Brawl was when I actually had a little fire in my house that got destroyed.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's why I don't have the Wii anymore.
That's fair.
It's a good one. But he's kind of a lighter one. It's real fast, and his terrible. His recovery rates are completely awful, and it doesn't like stick to the edge. So he's no air fighter, that's for sure. But I really enjoy the speed and the punching people trapped. You know that Kirby attack that is basically the punches doing it. People get trapped in it.
Yes.
Also, like, he has a mechanic where, you know, in the original Punch-Out, I remember one of the ones, it's like kind of like a meter that goes up, and then once it's all the way, you get like a silver, like, knockout punch.
Yes.
Yeah, that's his neutral special, I think it's what it is. And if you get all the way to the KO thing, like all the way up, then you can do like that knockout punch. It's super finishing.
Nice. Yeah, the only characters I really ever got good at in any of the Super Smash Bros. Games was Marth, as I said. I got really good at Mewtwo for a time in Melee. Like, I was really good at Mewtwo. I don't know why, but I was. And I got really good at Pikachu.
Yeah, Pikachu is pretty good for competitive play and stuff, right?
I think so. I don't know. I don't really watch competitive play Super Smash Bros.
Nah, the only reason I hear about it is just from the guys I play with, because they're like in that competitive scene and everything. So that's why I always lose to them. But yeah, sure, that's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Sorry. I died. Oh no, I didn't. Haha!
Take that, death.
I was very close though. I had like maybe 5 overall health left, which is insane. But yeah, no, Pikachu for me is the same thing as Marth is, where it's just like you use that C stick all day, every day, and he just fucking kills people.
Yeah, I had to learn how to use the GameCube controller for it, because I grew up, I think, whenever I had Brawl, which is the only one I played outside the Wii U these days, I used the Wiimote just to its side, and it's so much different. Like, I had this up for jumping instead of the Y button, so like my recovery from the beginning were like really shitty, and not to mention I did with Little Mac, so I think you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never played. I've played with the Wii controller and I hate it.
It sucks.
It's awful. Like, it's just so clunky. The Wii controller was a downgrade. I understand why it does what it does, but it's like the GameCube controller was amazing. It was freaking.
I mean, it's too bad you can't like plug it directly into the Wii or Wii U. You have to get like an adapter for it, but
Really?
I totally understand.
You have to get an adapter for the Wii U? That actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Nintendo, they update their shit a lot.
I don't know. It's really not that bad about it. They're pretty good for reverse compatibility.
They're good about reverse compatibility unless it comes to like just the software, the stuff, like, I guess is the best way to put it, like controllers or for instance with the DS's, like basically every generation you lose the capability to play one of the, like, the generation that's 2 generations older. Like when you like the Game Boy, then you got the Game Boy Advance, you can play the Game Boy original games, and then you got the Nintendo DS original, which you played the Game Boy Advance games, and yeah, that's it. And then
I don't know. I think that's a pretty good strategy for like at least you get something, right?
yeah, I like Nintendo sometimes. Sometimes I'm just like, eh.
I don't know. I think Nintendo's a pretty good game company.
They're falling behind in the console creation department, but otherwise they've been holding their own, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, of course they're lovable for their Pokemon things, you know.
Which Pokemon is just, well, it's Pokemon. It's the same. It's the same thing with Legend of Zelda. Like, those will always be staples in Nintendo that people will continue to buy Nintendo shit for.
Like Mario.
Well, yeah, but less than those two, just because I feel like Mario was one of the games that's just like, it's more of the generation, like the kids a little bit older than us and our parents, like, or at least my parents. Because my parents played the crap out of Mario, but I grew up playing Ocarina of Time and Pokemon, like, so.
Yeah, I did it, like Mario was my staple for my I still love it now. I really want to get a chance to play Mario Maker.
Yeah, Mario Maker's good, I guess. I played it a little bit with Alec at his house, but it's not really my thing.
Yeah, I would love to get into the Kaizo community, you know?
The what?
Kaizo, it's like, there was a Kaizo Mario World was a ROM hack that was made for Super Mario World 1 with like the Yoshis and it was like the castles.
Yeah.
And there was an overworld map that was all connected. That one. And anyway, it's called Kaizo, and it was like really difficult and everything like that. I never did play the ROM hack, but there's like a big community for it, and they would make the levels for it before Super Mario Maker and all that, and it's notoriously difficult and it's very interesting to watch. But the people have they moved on and they went to the Super Mario Maker community, and they're making all these Kaizo levels that are incredibly interesting to get into, and like there's even ones that get you introduced to it, and that's something that I would really like to get because I was a pretty good Mario game player because I mean that's what it was my staple, like I said earlier, and I think that I could like reach into it.
Yeah, I never really got that big into Mario. Like, I played Mario World 3, and I enjoyed it, but I also wasn't old enough to really be good at it. Like, the Nintendo 64 was like the first time I was ever actually able to be good at games.
Oh yes, 64 was a very solid system.
64 was probably my favorite, like, console of theirs, because I never got to actually own a GameCube.
Yeah, me neither.
But I got a Wii, and the Wii was alright. Not really my favorite thing, just because the motion sensor was kind of shit. And that was like the entire selling point of the Wii. So it's just like, well, if that's shit, then like that's basically a shit console. Fuck off.
I had it pretty okay. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I feel like it was kind of gimmicky, but you know, it's just whatever.
Yeah, I agree. It's can they follow me in here?
Well, let's see.
It doesn't appear that they can. Sup, bitch? Shoot you in the face. Fuck off. Whip your ass.
Just run away. Good rules are away from your problems in video games.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
Well, not always. There's sometimes in FPSs where you cannot run away from your problems. Fuck.
Yeah, well, don't play. Run away from the game, literally.
Yeah, that's why I'm not a big fan of FPSs typically. There are some exceptions like Fallout 4.
Yeah, definitely not my thing. FPSs, there could be like what was that? The Valve game, Half-Life.
Half-Life, I feel like, is a mix of an FPS, a puzzle game, and an RPG, which makes it a very interesting idea.
Yeah, I love Portal too. Portal series was just wonderful.
Portal's just a wonderful game.
Is that a first-person shooter?
Nah, it's.
I mean,
I guess it can be considered a first-person shooter, but I just.
Like a puzzle.
Yeah, I just consider it a puzzle game. Like that's pretty much all it is. Like there's no real action. You just have to figure out how to avoid dying. Which, granted, is sometimes very difficult in that game.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a stellar game. I guess it only technically fits into a first-person shooter. It doesn't have the spirit of the genre.
No, it does not. First-person shooters have a very specific feeling, and Portal does not have that.
Yeah.
Though
I love the tone of how you have good old GLaDOS there condescendingly talking to you, and it's just a really well-developed character that's very interesting, very fresh.
I agree. GLaDOS is one of my favorite characters of like gaming, just because she's so much fun to interact with, just in the game in general. And you don't really get that feeling from like just NPCs very often. Especially
like the last time I remember that was playing like Banjo-Kazooie, where like Gruntilda is there and talking about to you the entire time. It really like develops a standard where you have like, this is the big bad, and you like have a relationship with him that actually matters. And instead of like, here's like, oh, you come up to the final boss and then he's just there, and then like, okay, that's what I was here for, and you don't really have that same depth of character.
Yeah. It's always interesting to see like when they actually develop the villain very well, because it doesn't happen in video games very often. Like,
yeah, the villains, I mean, it's kind of hard to do that. It has to be like a morally gray situation for me. I mean, like I can understand like, oh, if you have like a punch card clock villain, you know, where they go in and like they only do the things because they have to survive, or like they're like a henchman guy that's able to jump and get that kind of thing. That's alright, but I really love it whenever they come from a philosophical perspective that creates the situation where you could agree with them, but you just don't like their methods or a specific thing that becomes apparent.
see, one very good example of that kind of villain would be Portal. I mean, not Portal. Fable 3. Your brother, just because he's not actually that bad of a guy. What he's wanting to do is save the kingdom, but the way he's going about it's a shit-tastic way.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it is best whenever you have a villain that's like, you have to be able to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, you do. And that's very important to me as well, like in villain creation. Like, I enjoy when the villain's just not evil for the sake of being evil, because that's kind of boring.
That's like the worst choice.
Which, like, that's one of the issues with, like, I feel like the entire Resident Evil series is that's all their villains are, is they're just evil for the sake of, like, they're they're literally just bad because they are experimenting on humanity.
Yeah.
And then there's just those zombies. Like, none of them ever had good intentions. They were just fucking messing with shit. The one person who may have had all right intentions was like in Resident Evil 3 or 2. Fuck, I might be dead. And essentially all it is.
I never played the Resident Evil series.
I just know about it because I know a lot about the games, and essentially is one of the main bad bosses is a scientist who becomes a zombie, and the reason he becomes a zombie is because one of the other leaders of the Umbrella Corporation, who's the one who makes the zombies and all that shit, they send a hit squad to kill him. So, and they shoot him, and in doing so, they break open the vial full of the T-virus and make him into a zombie monster.
See, yeah, I mean, like with the Umbrella Corporation, there's a lot of different ways you can like make that into a great thing, and like actual kind of commentary on like corporatism just in general, and I feel like that would be a really a pretty deep path that you can go through. We can say some interesting stuff with that, and it's kind of a shame that it isn't go through.
Yeah, but that's because people who play Resident Evil games don't really care much for story. Typically, they're there to kill zombies.
It's not something you should go to for its enchanting story.
Sometimes it is. It's got a decent story sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, no. It's what it is.
Yeah. I really like that the Telltale games, like they kind of have the choice thing.
Yep. Telltale games are my shit.
Yeah. It is a little bit sad to like go through it, like have the illusion broken whenever you make a choice and like the exact same thing happens, just people say something different one line. Kind of like the Mass Effect thing.
Yeah, Mass Effect was also kind of like BioWare is also bad about that sometimes, like where your choice matters but not really.
Yeah.
But with their Dragon Age series, they tend to do really well about making your choices actually make a difference. Sometimes they don't, just because, like, regardless of what you choose, this thing has to happen.
Yeah. I'm not against situations where that happens. I think that's still, it can be very fulfilling to have, like, to make a point or say something. But I definitely want to have the choices actually matter. Like, that's why Undertale was so great, is literally everything you did directly changed the world. And it's so strange to think that that would be so stunning in the gaming industry.
Yeah.
You're just,
I'm just worried that Undertale will be one of a kind. Like, in a not in a bad way, but like, it's just like, I'm worried that it will never have something that will like equal its effect on me, because Undertale had a lot of like, it was very good to the point where I just there's something else in my mind that can match its like the feeling I get from it.
Yeah, well, there definitely does not need to be an Undertale 2, anything like that.
No,
it's experience, it's finished, and that's it.
And I think we all know Toby would never do that.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Toby said, he's like, no.
I listen to his music a lot because of Homestuck. He made like Moon Center and stuff like that, so I was a fan of him before. But I think he's just an all-around a pretty cool guy. Like, he doesn't mind it when people go and like do his game, even though he probably could like I think Nintendo they just didn't do it, like take off the Let's Playing and all that. He didn't do it, and
yeah, but I feel like
his music was like pretty low cost. And
I feel like he didn't want to do something like that. Like, that would be almost affront to what Undertale was. Like, not letting people do Let's Plays on it would be kind of against the point. Like, I almost feel like, because while there's a lot of advantages to not having someone do a Let's Play of your game, there's a lot more advantages of like just letting people experience the game through someone else if they can't afford it themselves.
yeah, I mean, I think it's beneficial for everybody for Let's Play, though.
Yeah, I just enjoy I enjoy watching Let's Plays. I enjoy like people commenting, especially on games I've played. Like that's why I never really watched a Undertale Let's Play until I played it. Also because I'd avoided spoilers up to that point, so why would I go looking for them?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think Undertale, there's a lot that gets missed if you see somebody else play it first.
Yeah, there is. And, like, it's even better, like, when you're watching someone else play for the first time and you've already experienced it, so you're catching stuff you might have missed last time, like, oh yeah, I didn't notice that, or I didn't notice that this thing actually happened. Or
like some of the small choices you can make, like whenever you're at Undyne at the bridge and the monster kid's there, you can run at Undyne, or you can leave it there, or you can pull him up.
I always forget you can run straight to Undyne rather than like helping the kid.
Yeah,
because that's like
do the true pacifist quest to like be an asshole for the dialogue choices.
Yeah, you can let him fall but still go true pacifist, which is weird.
Yeah, because he didn't die.
Yeah, he doesn't die.
No.
He's fine at the end. It's just like, that's just a funny thing that you can do. It's just like, fuck you, kid. Falls like fucking stories, and then Undyne has to go save his ass.
Yeah, it's like you go to that big reunion at the very end, and it's just like, remember that time that I almost had you die?
Yeah. Which, I don't even know if that actually changes his opinion of you, like, in the end. Because I know...
I'm not sure, but it doesn't think it happens. I don't know, I mean, given the situation, I feel like it's not something you should be mad at the player character for.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, big scary fish monster chasing me in a full metal plate that's been trying to kill me for the past, like, 20 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, when you hear about Undyne and how she wants to murder you, and I mean, like, it's been built up, not just saying like, oh no, I'm gonna run away because that's all I'm doing this entire time, but, it makes sense.
Yeah, but, he's also a kid. Is it a boy or, I don't even think.
I think it's gender neutral.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think they are gender neutral. They don't.
Yeah, that's why the colors like that. It's just be as neutral as possible, so you can imprint whatever you're thinking.
I just imagine him as a dude, mostly
it's
because
literally the face. That's just like that's why.
What?
Oh yeah, I mean that's why like the face and stuff are yellow because they want to be like face neutral.
Yeah.
But it was specifically chosen to be like that, so.
Yeah, I just always imagined them as a guy. I don't know why. It's just like, Probably because of the grumps. Like when Barry and Ross were playing it, they like kind of gave him a boy voice. Which, granted, they're guys, so that's kind of expected. But still. Yeah.
I mean, when you imagine somebody, usually, whether you think about it or not, they have, like, similar attributes to you do, you know?
Yeah.
Because the only experiences that you really have access to are your own.
Yeah, that's true. Get away from her.
Of course, you can, like, come up with examples of lab and, like, read and all that kind of thing, but when it comes down to it, you have your experiences and your interpretations, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm kind of like distracted, but I forgot what I was doing.
Yeah. Oh, I'm about to like fall asleep, man. I'm getting tired.
Well, is it the medicine kicking in, or is it just you're just tired?
Medicine, probably.
Okay.
I took it at 7:30, so.
Oh man. Surprised you're still awake.
Yeah.
Well, if you gotta go, that's cool, man. I'll just keep on
Probably
doing.
only at like 5 minutes.
Alright. I'll just keep on doing commentary by myself to the best of my abilities.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think we did pretty good so far today. I
Yeah.
had fun.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm just gonna try to beat the first boss so I can prove I don't actually suck dick. Because so far I've been doing terribly for myself.
I win. It's the ride, you know?
Hold on. Need to put my Molotovs. Keep away from the fucking wolves because they're the worst thing in existence.
I was planning on making a soup today, but I just kind of like was lazy and didn't do it.
I ended up making burritos for dinner, and it was good.
I really like Mexican breakfast, you know, the quesadillas and
I do too.
eggs and stuff like that.
I enjoy eating all that stuff, but sometimes like for instance, making quesadillas is a hassle typically.
Yeah.
Just because I've got to cook all the meat first, and then I got to cook the actual like quesadilla, which
I put salami in my quesadillas because I can't stop from being Italian. I just can't.
that's blasphemy, sir.
I don't know. I think it's not too bad. Like it's one of the first things that first thing eggs of course is that that's like the first thing. But shit.
Yeah. Fucking.
Yeah, that was the next thing because I stayed like for breakfast every day when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I have good memories. Refried beans, like a half tortilla thing, with some salami, and there's sometimes some rice and some mushrooms. That's just like a good little meal right there.
I got really good at making Mexican food really early on. Like, because that's just like one of the things I picked up from my family. Like, I just picked up how to make that shit for my family, and it's typically really easy to make. Like, I just have to prepare the meat, and then I just add it to the tortilla.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised my breakfast really when I started with it. I felt like it was like, well, it's any skill, like, you don't really learn everything, but I feel like cooking is pretty low barrier, and that's great.
Yeah, at least for like the stuff that as college students we can prepare. Like, I feel like it could be a lot worse. Which it's funny because you're like, my parents, for instance, always made it out to be a lot harder than it is. It's like, how will you know how to cook stuff? It's just like, because it's common sense typically. Like, it's not that hard. It's like, can you?
Yeah, it's easy to understand like what goes, like what's in it, and then you know, kind of transforms, and then finish there. I mean, for like a lot of stuff in life, there's a lot of complex mechanisms that are going into play, and cooking, I feel like we understand.
Yeah, like
I think like that's what we got here is what made us able to have an edge, just nutrition. Because our big brains use a lot of energy,
and we learn how to
be able to like cook vegetables that unlocks a lot of nutrients that are in there earlier, and as well as the meat helps get rid of diseases. So
yep. And like we learned how to spice stuff really early on too, which improved like the flavor and also sometimes the nutritional value, just because with some spices it actually helps.
Yeah, and spices also have like, especially like spicy, like hot things. They have antibacterial properties.
Yeah.
So like not only will like get your sinuses all clear with your spicy stuff, but also it's like better for you.
Yeah.
And like there's better moist environments that have like more proliferation of germs and so that. Like in India, they have like olive oil and like before, so naturally they developed a lot of spiciness to
yeah,
which is awesome because now we don't eat that great food.
For some of us it's awesome. For others it's not great, just because they don't like spicy food.
Yeah.
I wish I liked spicy food. It's just not a thing. I wish I could like spicy food, but it's just not possible.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
It's not even that I don't like the flavor. It's literally I just cannot handle it, even if I wanted to. Fuck you.
No, I'm having a weird monitor error and I'm getting tired, so I think I'm gonna hang up for tonight.
All right.
But I don't know. I had fun.
Cool.
So,
me too.
see you later, man.
Yep. See you later. Alright, come on. Almost there. Fuck. I'm so low. I'm fucking flask. Don't you hate it when you're out of bullets in the middle of a boss fight? Don't be greedy, Alex. Fuck. Yes! Thought I didn't suck. Sword Hunter badge. Cool. Let's light this lamp. And return to the Hunter stream. Oh god. Where did she go? She's probably up here. Where did she go? Oh, she must be wandering around. Oh, there you are. Hello.
Welcome. What is it? Very well, let me...
Alright. Vitality. Raise up that health. Raise up that endurance. And let's raise up my skill a little bit more.
Farewell, good may you...
Cool. Alright. Where do I want to go next? Well, it's one boss down, so... guess I should move on to the next one, who's a pain in the fucking ass. I'm gonna go farm some blood vials for a little while. I'm a dapper motherfucker. Fuck. We have bullets, yeah. I don't need bullets, I need blood vials. I mean, bullets are useful too, but... not as useful as blood vials are to me right now. Oh fuck, that's the first time one of them's actually hit me. Doing that. That's annoying. Hey, Pitchfork Man. Pitchfork Man, take me by the hand. There you are. Ah, come on. Let's go. Come at the knave. More knaves. Damn straight. Slowly recovering my blood vials I have lost. Ocean night, take me by the hand, lead me to... I don't even know what the fuck this is. Oh, fuck you! Where the fuck did you come from?
This town's finished.
Oh, my least favorite part. Fucking hate the gunman. Dead. Come on. Let's go. Fuck, doggo. Come on. Let's go. Let's go, pup. Damn straight. Dead. There you are, shield dude. Okay. I want to play music, but I don't want to get flagged for copyright. So, my voice burned there. So we'll have to go with that. Okay, keep on going, keep on going. Oh yeah, I can upgrade my weapon soon. I don't even know if I have enough blood shards yet. Fucking crows. Or ravens, whatever you want to call them. I might have to join Alex. Starting to get tired too. Dogs. Here comes Bessie. Oh, never mind. This doesn't want to play. I'm afraid of getting any closer because I don't want to have to aggro both of them. But here I am. Well, damn. Calm your tits, bros. Surprise, surprise. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. Once I load back up, I'll end it here. Oh yeah, I can't even upgrade my shit yet. I need to fucking buy new stuff. That's where I've gone wrong. Oh well. To that next game. Alright guys, good night. See y'all next time.